So, I mean, I'm assuming you probably know what happened with Morgan and everything.
I mean, it's been made pretty clear to me by this point. I think I've got, I can assemble the bigger picture from everything that I've heard.
Yeah, I'm hoping he'll come around, but I mean, there's nothing I can really do at this point. He's not talking to me. He's not answering my phone calls. Hell, I thought about sending a letter, but then I thought, no, that's too far at this point. I'm just giving up until Morgan decides to come to me, I guess.
I don't mean to insult your perseverance or anything, but it's kind of a marvel he even lasted as long as he did with this, so I
Yeah,
wouldn't take it too personally that he's pretty much dropped all involvement whatsoever.
yeah, no, I'm surprised he stuck around as long as he did too. I mean, like, especially when it wasn't happening to him yet, because then it's like, oh, Jamie and Ethan are being crazy and stupid. Like, I'm surprised he stuck around through that stage of his belief, and now a little surprised he decided to leave when things are getting worse.
Well, I mean, you've known him for about as long as I have, and I think we both speak from experience in saying that if he can't personally attest to something happening, he probably won't believe in it happening at all, ever, at any point, to anyone, and regardless of how much evidence he receives. But,
Mhm.
you know, we all have our character traits like those, and I'm trying not to fault him too much for it, and I guess I'm kind of hoping that if we just give him time, he'll come back on his own.
And that's all we can hope for. And I mean, like, even if he doesn't come back, maybe that's for the best. Maybe he's safer that way. I mean, like, isolation is clearly the way to go.
Yeah.
Um, there's just he kept blaming me for it, and I don't know how to really feel about that because like it can't be my fault. Like it starting to happen to him, it can't be my fault. I've done everything right. I've followed all the rules. To I've made sure to do everything right. So the problem can't be me. It has to be a coincidence.
That's what I'm hoping, at least. I find it difficult to authenticate if anything I'm doing to keep it at bay is working, but so far, I mean, I don't know, things have been relatively uneventful. I mean, there's some exceptions, but other than those, I find that, I'm keeping my own peace in this. I don't really know how to explain everything that was happening to him, and I was pretty convinced the measures you were taking were working, so
We'll
I
just
guess we
have
can't really be
to
sure.
wait and see, I guess, see what happens. Like, hope we can somehow keep track of him. I mean, I'm guessing you guys are still in contact because he wasn't mad at you.
I mean, I'm only hearing from him about half as much as I was before, and I try not to push him too hard to come back or anything because, well, frankly, I know what kind of person he becomes when you try to urge him to do anything. But all of my effort right now seems to be for not, considering he's totally removed, and anytime I've tried to have any kind of one-on-one time with him, he just gets shifty and dismissive and complains he has something to do for work, and before I can even get a word in edgewise, he's gone. And
And
I guess I never knew him to be so flighty.
that could be the situation. That could be anything. Like, I think at this point it's just best not to bring coming back up to him like at all. Like, not even wink, wink, nudge, nudge stuff. I think at this point, like, the best thing we can do is keep you in contact so that we at least know he's alive.
I guess while we're on the subject, there is, I don't know, it seems kind of silly in retrospect, and maybe it doesn't mean anything at all, but I do have something that I feel I should address.
Uh,
Maybe it's related to everything that's happening, but I really can't be sure.
I mean, if you think it could be related, it's worth it's definitely worth talking about. I mean, even if it's nothing, it's like I don't know, it could be something, it could be anything.
Well, okay. I okay. Well, maybe saying it out loud feels ridiculous, but I had a dream, and I mean, that's not uncommon. I would say having a dream is the standard experience, but I have been having dreams like it more and more frequently, and there's something about them that is so, I don't know, unexplainably real. And the most recent dream that I had um, involved, you know, the two of you, and I I don't know, we were somewhere and part of it seemed familiar, but it also felt, I don't know, like when you get deja vu in a place that you can never recall being, but it still feels as though a part of you has been there, or maybe in some abandoned memory you'd been there, but something happens and you two are bickering, and then you literally just fall out of a window. And I am completely powerless to stop it. And no matter what I try, it happens continuously. And I mean, I don't know if I've had the dream more than once. Sometimes I wake up feeling like it has to be maybe the fifth time, or sometimes I barely sleep at all because every time I try to go back to bed, I just go back into the dream and the same thing happens again and again. But I guess, I mean, I don't know if you're someone who puts any stock into the meaning of dreams, but in the event that you are, I don't know, falling out of a window, falling out feels, I don't know, it feels too specific, too particular to be meaningless.
Y- Huh. Um, a dream where we fell out of a window. I mean, that could also. I mean, we were already kind of fighting before. It could just be like stress dream or something. Maybe like I. When did it
I
start? When did it start?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I well, like I said, it's hard to keep track of how long they've been going on for because frankly, I can't be sure. Sometimes it feels like it's the first time I'm having it and it's just as real as it was when I first remembered having the dream, but other nights I wake up and it feels like I've been having this dream for weeks and it just keeps repeating and the events are always the same, but with everything that's occurred recently, I don't know. I can't help but feel that maybe it's related to things, maybe not a premonition so much as an encapsulation of recent experiences. And I mean, it's not the time or not the first time I've had a dream like this. I mean, I have dreams all the time. I feel like that's a pretty standard human experience, but
Mm-hmm.
I I don't know, with everything else that's going on and as mystical as things have apparently been getting, I can't help but feeling like this connected to my recent sleeplessness and well, struggling to sleep in general has to be significant. I don't know.
I it, it it's hard to say. Like you it like you said, like dreams are standard, and like it could be just like a result of everything ongoing. It could even be like you feeling so weird about it because you're not getting as much sleep. Like it could be completely unrelated. I don't know. It could be anything. It could be huge. It could be exactly what we're needing right now. I can't be certain. Just how about this? Keep an eye on it. Write down any dreams you have that make you feel weird or creeped out or whatever feeling you feel. Write them down. Keep a record. Yeah. Keep a record. I don't know. I think like jumping to it means something is a stretch we don't want to make yet, just because like it could be anything. Dreams can come from anywhere and be about anything, and I don't know, just yeah.
mean, if you wanted me to start a dream journal, all you had to do was ask, but
I mean, I guess that's it in lesser words.
no, I mean, you're probably right. I'm overthinking it, but I don't know. It's not the first stress dream I've ever had. I feel like probably just yet another one after a while of not having them. Things have been pretty heated lately. I don't think that would be unjustified at all.
Lots of fire in the kitchen.
That's for sure. Well, anyway,
I thank you for telling me that, as much as it's a little bit freaky to think about. And it's like you've mentioned, sometimes it feels like it's the first time, but it's definitely a dream you've had more than once.
it feels like it. I
Well,
mean, it happens a lot. A lot of my dreams feel like it's the first time I'm having them, and some of them are completely mundane. Others are more like nightmares, and some I don't really remember them when I wake up, but I know the minute that I go to sleep and begin having it, it's like it's the 30th time, or maybe I've been having it for all of my life without remembering.
interesting. Yeah, so I would say just stick to a dream journal. Like, right as soon as you wake up, just write whatever you can remember down.
I'll give it a try. I don't know how well I'll be able to keep up with it, considering I tend to start them and then abandon them after about a week. But
That's
to
fair.
soothe my mind, I ask that you and Morgan stay away from any windows in any buildings for the time being, just to maybe prevent any kind of potential premonitions from coming true.
Well, lately I stay away from the windows anyways, so I don't think you have to be too worried about me.
That's good to hear, at least. But
I
that's really all I had to say on that.
well, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, I would say maybe tell Morgan about that, but maybe not. It might not go well. Just keep an eye on him.
I've been trying to,
Hmm.
without seeming too pushy, because I know how much he hates it when anyone starts clinging to him or starts needing him at all, but I'm just trying to show him that I'm here for him, and while maybe I can't hope that he'll come back, I just wish that he would trust me and, you know, tell me if he was having anything like that, any dreams or otherwise experiences, I don't know.
I wish he would trust me too. I get why he doesn't. Like, it's this problem is big and scary, and to him I look like the problem causer, and it's like I didn't do any of this. It's not me doing this. And I just wish he would believe me on that and trust that I know what I'm doing and I'm not fucking it all up. I'm just glad you trust me. I'm just glad you're here, and like your presence here and your being able to still talk to me and help me with all of this is necessary.
Well, I certainly wouldn't go and abandon you after everything that's happened, and I feel like we've been friends for long enough that it would just kind of be strange if I up and gave up on everything just because I got a little bit spooked, you know? I don't know. You know that I believe in these kinds of things, and
Mhm.
even if it seems irrational or nonsensical to someone as empirical as Morgan, I'm not going to act as though the possibility doesn't exist. And I don't know. Maybe we're onto something. Maybe you're onto something, and while he's unable to see it, that doesn't reduce the fact that it's real.
Mhm.
I guess for now we just wait and continue observing, and maybe if something really, I don't know, significant comes along, it'll change his mind. But
I
I'm not holding out hope.
I hope so. I cuz like it affecting him now, and him running off is dangerous. He doesn't him not believing in it initially means that he doesn't know anything about it. Like, I doubt he remembers anything that I was saying about keeping yourself safe.
But, I mean, I don't know, would it be the worst thing in the world if he barely remembered anything about it? I mean, that to me puts him in sort of a metaphorical safe zone where if you're not aware of the threat, how could you possibly be wary of it?
Yeah, but if you're not aware of the threat, how do you stop it from getting you?
That's a good point. I don't know.
Well, we'll just keep on hoping.
I'll do my best.
This is Morgan. I'm sorry I missed your call. Leave a message and I'll get back to you.
Why even bother at this point? I mean, like, you're not gonna pick up, you're not gonna answer me, you're not gonna give me anything, you're not going to trust me anymore. I don't know why I bother trying to call you, but I do bother, and I leave these stupid messages where I'm just rambling on, and I just want you to be safe. I just want you to be okay. This is stupid.